Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Chemical Engineer. I am Sahil Yadav and in this video I will be discussing about Introduction to Thermodynamics. This is a part 2 video. I have already uploaded part 1 but some of the topics were remaining, so that's why I am making part 2. By tomorrow I will be making a new video on the first law of thermodynamics. So I hope you will subscribe to the channel. So please subscribe to the channel Chemical Engineer on YouTube. You can also join us on Telegram. Link is in description. Okay, so before starting the first law of thermodynamics, I will let you know about the zeroth law of thermodynamics. So what zeroth law state is, if two bodies are in thermal equilibrium with the third body, then two given bodies will be in thermal equilibrium with each other. What it means? So it is simple that suppose body A and body B are in thermal equilibrium, that is having same temperature. Suppose 100 degrees Celsius, both are having 100 degrees Celsius, and the thermal equilibrium is attained between body C and body B, that is both are at same temperature. Then what zeroth law state is, this A and C will also have same temperature. So it is nothing but simple law that suppose one have 4 coins, another boy has also 4 coins, and C also has 4 coins compared with B first, then it is obvious that A and C also both have same coins. So zeroth law of thermodynamics is about thermal equilibrium. Okay, so where we'll use zeroth law is, so the answer is measurement of temperature. So in thermometer, when the thermometer mercury, we'll use mercury thermometer. So in mercury thermometer, when it comes in contact with the body of a person, then the mercury tends to expand, and it expand up to a certain limit, and it expand up to a point at which the temperature between a body and the expansion limit is same. Like suppose 101 degrees Fahrenheit is the temperature of some person, then mercury will expand up to only 101 degree Fahrenheit. So that is due to the thermal contact or thermal equilibrium. So this is all about zeroth law of thermodynamics. Next we will discuss about the ideal gas. So what are ideal gas? Ideal gas are nothing that follows ideal gas law. So how did we got this ideal gas law is the combination of Boyle's law, Charles law and Gay-Lussac's law. So by combining these three laws we get the ideal gas law. So ideal gas, look, why I am teaching you this, because these all are the basics of thermodynamics. So in next video I will be starting the first law of thermodynamics. That's why I am making this video, to clarify all your doubt and to make you understand what is thermodynamics. So in ideal gas law we have PV equal to nRT, that is pressure into volume of system equal to moles of some gas into universal gas constant into temperature in Kelvin. Okay, so this is how we have ideal gas law. And where this ideal gas law is applicable, so this law is applicable at low pressure or high temperature. So how much low pressure? So ideal gas law is generally at below atmospheric pressure condition, and temperature is high temperature around 2000 to 1000 to 2000 Kelvin or more. Okay, so this is the two condition where we can apply ideal gas law for any gas. Next we will discuss about state and path dependent thermodynamic variable. So we have two type of variables in thermodynamic. First is the state dependent and second is path dependent. Okay, so what are state dependent is what we are going to discuss in this slide. So for example, if we heat a gas or cool it or compress it or expand it, if after some time it again get to its initial temperature and pressure. Suppose if we heat a gas from 0 degree Celsius to 20 degree Celsius. Okay, so we did a work on it and heat it for 20 degrees Celsius. But after some time, if it reaches back to its original condition, then this is a reversible process. Okay, so this is an example of reversible process. But what is the term that is it dependent on? Like it reaches to 0 degree Celsius by losing heat. Okay, so it is important to know how much heat is lost during temperature change. It is not important in some cases that how it is attained, but in this case it is important to know how it is coming back to 0 degree Celsius from 20 degree Celsius. So this type of function are known as path dependent. Okay, so suppose okay, so this is what we have discussed. So what are state functions? So state functions are the function those values depend only on the present state irrespective of how they are attained. So for example, temperature, pressure, volume. So it only depends on the initial and final point. We have expansion of gas from P1 to P2. Okay, we don't care that how we are expanding it and what is the pressure in between. What is the pressure in between is not required. We only required P1 and P2. So initial and final conditions are only required. We don't see how we are achieving it. So this is what we call a state function, that is depend on state. And these are the path function, like what we have discussed, heat and work. Heat and work are the example of path function because look, the system is going from 1 to 2 point. This is a PV diagram. Okay, so system is going from 1 to 2. So integration of PV is the work. Okay, so this area under the curve will give us work. So look, here this is path X and here this is path Y. So we can clearly observe that in this path X, work required, suppose it is work 1, is more than work 2, that is work required in part B. So this type of functions that are dependent on path are known as path dependent thermodynamic variables or path functions. So example of path function are heat and work, and examples of state functions are pressure, temperature and volume, because they dependent on state only. Okay, now we will study reversible and irreversible processes in thermodynamics. So suppose we give for this is an example, suppose we give a disturbance, any type of mechanical, thermal, chemical or potential gradient or any type of disturbance on a system. Okay, so all this experiment we are doing is on a system. So it will transit from initial state to equilibrium. Suppose it is in equilibrium condition 1. Now we have done given some disturbance, then it will do some calculation, and after some time it will stop at some point that is known as equilibrium 2. Okay, so system will attain a new equilibrium state. Now if initially impressed disturbance are reversed, suppose we have given work of 40 joules, then it is changed from equilibrium 1 to equilibrium 2. Okay, but now if we give again 40 joules or some other type of work if we do on it, then if okay, so the work that we are now going to do is in the opposite direction of what we have done earlier. So now if it attains again the original condition, that is equilibrium 1, then the system is known as, or the process is known as reversible process. Okay, if it does not again reaches to equilibrium 1, then the process is known as irreversible process. So I hope I am clear. This is the general example. This is a piston. Now we are keeping one ball to it and then removing it. So from state 1 it reaches to state 2 when all the balls are loaded on a piston. But as and when we remove the balls one by one, it should attain back to the state 1. Okay, so this is how, if it attains back, then it is a reversible process. So this is what example of reversible process. Okay, so we are done with this video. So this is to show that how thermodynamics play a role in chemical industries. So we have raw material, we do purification, we do reaction, we again do purification, and we produce a product. Now you may ask, where is thermodynamics? So in every cases we require maximum degree of purification, okay, under process conditions. So these process conditions are all what we are going to study in thermodynamics. Then we require maximum degree of conversion under reaction condition. In solution thermodynamics we also learn about reaction condition maintenance. Then we require optimal operating condition. So in solution thermodynamics we will also see about this, that is the optimal conditions. Then the total energy required, then okay, so energy is directly related to thermodynamics. Okay, so this is all about part 2. Next video is on first law of thermodynamics and entropy and all related term, all are we going to discuss in the next video. So thank you for watching the video. Share the video and subscribe to the channel. All right, thank you.